so many vistas of, again, making sure that whatever we are delivering, like proactive service delivery and improvement in public service delivery, there are many opportunity which has been opened by AI. But at the same time also, like because of this quantum thing, quantum computing and other things, cyber security and cyber threat is again a very major concern. And in our state also, we are dealing with this. We will come up with our cyber security policy. We are going to come up with cyber security operation center. So like, these are couple of those concerns which I feel that, of course, like we would be using AI more and more in like coming years, but we have to have concern about DPDP Act, other acts, making sure that we are complying with those directions, and also cyber security and cyber threats. So like, these are my opening remarks. So now I will first invite Sri Sushil Kumar Lohani sir, who is Additional Secretary, Ministry of Panchayati Raj. And we know that sir has already initiated this Panchayat Advancement Index, where every Panchayat is getting ranked, and every Panchayat is the performance, it is being evaluated on 9 parameters. So now I will not take much time. I will request Sushil Kumar Lohani sir to address again.
Good morning, everyone. As the chair has already introduced, in Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Panchayat is a state subject. When I talk about Panchayat, I am including traditional local bodies also, which are there in the 6 scheduled areas, including Meghalaya and few other northeastern states. So, in Ministry of Panchayati Raj, 73rd Amendment, which was a watershed in Panchayati Raj systems in India, it introduced 3-tier PRI system, regular elections, reservation for women, SC, ST, then setting up of State Finance Commission, State Election Commissions. Then it also provided for provision of 3 Fs called funds, functions and functionaries to be devolved to the 3-tier PRI system. Panchayats were also mandated to plan for their economic development and social justice. In the 73rd Amendment, there was a provision that each state and union territories will promulgate their own acts and rules, and based on the broad framework of these provisions, they will implement Panchayati Raj systems in their states and UTs. These Panchayati Raj systems, they are supposed to act as a service hub. They will provide regulatory, statutory, welfare and civic facilities, like we have municipalities and municipal corporations in urban areas. You will be surprised to note that in the 16th Finance Commission, the grant which has been recommended to be passed on to 3-tier PRIs is 4.35 lakh crore, which is almost 86% higher than the 15th Finance Commission recommendation. And this will go to different 3-tier of PRIs, including traditional local bodies. And depending upon the size and area of the panchayats or the traditional local bodies, the amount of the money which will go to these institutions will get determined. If you see the numbers in our country, we have 2,62,000 PRIs and around 9 to 10,000 traditional local bodies. There are 3 tiers, and we have close to 32 lakh elected representatives, including 46% of women representatives. Now, when such huge number of bodies are there, a lot of functions, powers delegated to them, money being passed on to them, it is necessary that they function properly. They function effectively, transparently, and they live up to the expectation of people. Huge number of bodies, huge number of institutions, we didn't have a framework to monitor their performance. We didn't have any indicators, we didn't have any sectors, we didn't have any framework to measure, to track improvement, to compare one body with another body. So we came up with a tool. But when we were deliberating on this, we came across this SDG. SDG, you are all aware, Sustainable Development Goals, which are a global framework for inclusive sustainable development. India is a signatory to it under UN 2030 agenda, and under SDGs there are 17 goals, and each of these countries who are signatory to this SDG framework, they have committed to achieve these goals by 2030. Now when country has to achieve these goals, we felt in Ministry of Panchayati Raj that unless this large network of Panchayati Raj institutions, rural local bodies, work towards achieving this goal country will not be able to achieve. Government of India, Ministry of Niti Aayog and Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, who are dealing with SDGs, they asked different ministries to decide to develop a framework for their own sectors for achievement of SDG goals. Different states, districts were also asked to develop their own framework for monitoring SDGs. We in Ministry of Panchayati Raj thought that these SDGs in the current form, where 17 goals and goals were phrased in such a manner that our rural local bodies were finding it difficult to relate to. They used to understand 29 subjects which have been devolved to the panchayats. They didn't understand the SDG goals. So when panchayats have to achieve these goals have to be converted to a language which they can relate to, which they can understand, and which they are working towards. So these 29 subjects and 17 goals, we set up a committee to develop a framework for our own Panchayati Raj institutions, so that Panchayati Raj institutions can work towards achieving them. So there was a need that these global goals are converted to local action. So we came up with a concept called localized SDG. So 29 subjects and 16 goals, we converted them into 9 themes, and these are the 9 themes. If you see the language, the wording, each panchayat or each local bodies will be able to easily relate to them. Theme 1 was poverty-free and enhanced livelihood. Theme 2 was healthy panchayat, child-friendly panchayat, water-sufficient panchayat, clean and green panchayat. Like that, we had panchayat with good governance, woman-friendly panchayat. So we did localization of SDGs, and each of these themes were dealing with related sectors like poverty-free and enhanced livelihood panchayat, dealing with income generation, social security, food security, rural housing, land, etc. Similarly, if you see the last one, the number 2, healthy panchayat, dealing with health and nutrition. If you see woman-friendly panchayat, they are dealing with health and nutrition, social security, even education, crime and income generation are different sectors. So if you see, each sector are being dealt by different ministries. So through localization of SDG, we have tried to inbuilt a system of convergence in our framework, and each of these themes relate to one or more SDG. If you see theme 2, dealing with SDG 2 and 3, theme 8, which is panchayat with good governance, dealing with SDG 16, like that. So that is how we are now working towards achieving SDGs. Now to this extent, we have understood that these SDGs have to be achieved by panchayats in the form of saturation in 9 themes of LSDGs. Now when we have to achieve saturation, we should have a tool to measure where we exist, where each of these institutions stand as on today. In healthy panchayat theme, where are they today? In women-friendly panchayat, where are they today? So there is a need to have a measuring tool, and then not only a tool to measure the current performance, we also need to track their performance over a period of time every year till 2030. If we have a tool of measurement, then only the concerned institution will know where they exist today and what countermeasures they need to take to achieve saturation in each of these themes. So we came up with a concept called, but when we think of measurement, there are a number of challenges. Now data exist in silos. Different ministries, health ministry have data relating to health sector. Women child development has data relating to nutrition, etc. Rural development will have data relating to rural livelihood, data relating to rural housing. And many times data don't exist in any portal. It is there in the registers of the Gram Panchayat and traditional local bodies. So fragmented and silo-based data across multiple union, state government departments. So it was very difficult to bring them together at the panchayat level. And even if data is there, the data literacy at the PRI level was very limited. Panchayats, elected representative, our panchayat functionaries, they didn't know what to do with data, how to use this data. So then we came up with a concept called Panchayat Advancement Index. What is Panchayat Advancement Index? It is first nationwide index, multidimensional, to assess the progress of Gram Panchayat in different parameters. It analyzes current status, identifies strengths and weaknesses across GPs on all the 9 themes of LSDGs. It also tracks annual score, establishes baseline, and monitors incremental progress. It also measures how we are going towards achieving SDGs. This drives data for development, data-based planning. Now we have certain panchayats doing very well in terms of Panchayat Advancement Index, so we can know why they are better. So success stories can be tracked, identified, and it can be, people can go see and think about replication, they can learn. And those who are lagging behind, they know why they are lagging behind and what they need to do to improve themselves. This also encourages competition and incentivizes panchayat. We have a concept of panchayat, National Panchayat Awards. Each state gives awards, district gives awards for best performing panchayat. So this is a tool which they can utilize for judging the panchayats who are good for award purpose. Now we have these 9 themes which I have already discussed. So we give a score on each of 9 themes between 0 to 100, and we also grade them as A+, scoring 90+, A scoring 75 to 90, B scoring 60 to 70, and like that. So now each panchayat know their overall composite score, what grade they fall into, and they also know on each of these 9 themes what is their score. So that is what Panchayat Advancement Index is. Now how did we arrive this? This I have already told you, A+, A, B, C, D. How did we arrive at this? We have, for each of these 9 themes, we identified a set of indicators which represent that theme, like healthy panchayat. We have to track what is the immunization status, what is a pregnant mother's and institutional delivery status, TB, whether there is incidence of TB, diarrhea, etc., whether for pregnant mothers regular ANC checkups are being done or not, whether regular village health and nutrition day are happening there or not, whether there is an A&M center, if A&M center is there, whether A&M post is filled up or not, whether all ASA worker posts, all Anganwadi worker posts are filled up or not, whether Anganwadi centers have adequate infrastructure and they are functioning adequately or not. Like that, there are 9, each of these themes, we identified indicators which represent that theme. So that's how we arrived at, say, a set of 150 indicators for all the 9 themes together. Then we developed a portal where we mapped all the Gram Panchayats, all the themes, all the indicators, and then we also identified from ministries which are the schemes which can provide some of these data, granular data at the panchayat level. We found a number of schemes of Government of India where we have data available, like for Narega portal we had data relating to employment status available. From PMOI portal we had data relating to housing available. Poshan tracker was there, WCD, they had data relating to nutrition, etc. available. Health, there were a few portals where data was available. Drinking water, we had Jal Jeevan missions, SBM data was available. So we had a number of ministries where ready available data, panchayat-wise data was available. So we imported those data panchayat-wise. Then we had some data available with the panchayat records, some data which had to be collected at the panchayat level. So that's how we arrived at a set of data sets, and we also identified the source from where the information has to come. So then every year now, we have already done 2 rounds of this survey. We launch it every year, then we train all the staff up to panchayat level, then they collect data wherever local data is to be collected. Then there are cascade way of validation of data. Block does one level of verification, validation, then district does another level, and state also does one level of validation. Then in any statistics related activity, we have a statistical method for data collection, data cleanliness, data integration and other data processing tools are there. We utilize them, and then we computed the scores for each of these themes. We conducted a series of capacity building programs for all the panchayat functionaries, all the line department functionaries. Close to 5 lakh people were trained. We discussed these issues in the Gram Sabha meetings, and panchayat scorecards are now being published in the panchayat offices also. We have asked the state to publish them so that there's a healthy discussion among the panchayat functionaries, among the people, why their panchayats are lagging behind, which theme they are behind, and so that they get regular reminder that they have to improve. So close to 3.17 crore indicators data were collected, 4.65 crore data processed, a huge exercise which were conducted, and 37 lakh elected representatives have been sensitized over a period of time. This is the scorecard. This is the output which comes. See, this is one panchayat or traditional local body scorecard. I am giving an example of one block, Hebri block. Panchayat is Mudradi, district Udupi, Karnataka. You see, their overall score is 75.76. So they fall into A category, and in all the 9 themes, their scores are there. Different scores. So in some of the themes, they are doing very well. You see, in first poverty-free, they are 92, so almost they have reached saturation. But in the last one, women-friendly panchayat, they are 66, so they have some work to do here. So like that, each panchayat has this kind of scorecard, so they know where they exist, where they stand today, and what they need to do to improve upon them. I'll show you a few more dashboards, just to get an idea how state level, district level, block level, different line ministries, line department can utilize this data for their administrative purposes. There's GP scorecard, another format where you have 9 themes where they stand today, which are the top indicators, different sectors where they are. In the 2 bars on the bottom, you find the last 2 years score. This panchayat has improved from previous year. And then the right corner, you have those indicators which are not very good in those panchayats, which they need to improve. This Tripura state, one overall state analysis, they have 1176 gram panchayat, out of which 80% are in A and A plus category. And rest are in B and C category. And then top themes where they need to work are these 5 ones where their scores are relatively poor, and top 10 GPs in their state. And where they are, if you go into further details, you'll see in different themes how many panchayats are in which category and what they need to do to improve upon themselves. And this you see, this is a very interesting slide. This is a healthy panchayat, one theme where there are, say, 15 indicators. So you see the first indicator, which is underweight children. I'm sorry, I'm not able to see there. Underweight children under 5 years. If you see the first indicator, A plus, there are 197 GP, A 307 GP, B 239 GP, like that. So now this state, somebody sitting at the state level, health secretary or chief secretary or the panchayati raj secretary, anybody, chief minister, can see that in underweight children under 5 years, that's how the panchayats are figuring. Similarly, if you see indicator number 10, which is A plus, skilled birth attendant institutional delivery. So most of the panchayat here, they are doing very well. Only 4 panchayats are there which are not doing well. Otherwise, most of the panchayats, the delivery are being attended by a skilled birth attendant. Yeah, I'll just finish it. So there are similar dashboards at district level is also available, where district collector or CO Jila Parishad can look at it and plan where they can target their interventions for different departments in the district. Similarly, for the block, BDO or some block level officer can plan which panchayat they should focus. If some health camps are to be organized, which panchayat they should focus on for what. So these are different dashboards available. Practical applications of PI I have already discussed. Now for every year, Gram Panchayats are preparing their annual action plan. So now they can decide which theme they should focus on for giving more resources for improving the themes. In fact, now all the awards which we are giving are based on PI reports and PI scorecards. in the states, chief ministers are giving award based on the performance under PI. This I am skipping. This also I am skipping. So this recently.
Sir, you may finish in another 1 hour.
Ho gaya. We have got various recognitions. In fact, this is one interesting slide. In PI 1.0, we had 29 states UTs which had participated, but 2.0, 33 state UTs participated. Only 3 states, one West Bengal, Delhi and Chandigarh did not participate. West Bengal, they have promised in PI 3.0 they will join. And Delhi and Chandigarh, they don't have any rural local bodies. Similarly, now 97% Gram Panchayats have joined this year. And this is the scorecard of last 2 PI surveys. If you see A and A+, there is marked improvement. Even C also, A, B, C marked improvement. But in D, there is some deterioration. So this needs to be worked. If you go at the grassroots level, at the block level, panchayat level, then there is some work is to be done here. Way forward, now, you know, this is the age of AI. So we can take help of AI. We have all the data available. We can prepare the Gram Panchayat plan taking the help of AI. All the data is available. This data can be used by all the ministries, line department, state government department, district line department, block line department to see their performance and take countermeasures in a very, very targeted fashion. This whole concept promotes convergence. Since the time we all have joined service, we talk about convergence. But this is a very challenging thing. Converging different department, different scheme is a big challenge. This, if one follows the PI score and try to improve the PI score, convergence is automatic here. Thank you very much. If there is any question, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.
I guess, sir, we can take questions when all speakers, they finish their presentation. So thank you so much, sir. Very excellent efforts. And one of the striking point is the data sitting in silos, and which you truly said that unless we make use of all those data who are with different departments or who are with different custodians, we cannot leverage the data in their full potential. So now I will invite Dr. Neha Dahiya, scientist, the ICMR. Her initiative relates to this is a flagship implementation research program, and that leverages an AI-enabled clinical decision support system, particularly to enable our frontline workers to deal with those mental issues. And so, over to Dr. Neha.
Thank you, sir, and good morning to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers to give us the opportunity to present our work and the work which I'm going to present today. It is a ICMR Minds, which is a clinical decision support system for mental health, which enables the health workers to deliver mental health services at the grassroots level in the community. So before I go into the details, the question is, why do we need this work and what is the background? So this is a flagship program of ICMR, that is the National Health Research Priority Project. And we did one national health brainstorming exercise in mental health, and where we involved all the key stakeholders, people from Niti Aayog, people from NHSRC, ministry, and the state program officers of mental health of all the states in India. And we came out with the key question, like integration of mental health services into the routine services should be the key priority area where ICMR should be investing. And what is the need of this kind of work is that, as you all can see, the prevalence of mental health disorder is around 10.6%, which means 15 crore people in India, they are suffering from mental disorder, and out of which we need 2.25 crore people, they need active intervention at this stage. But the problem is we don't have that number of psychiatrists in India. So we have 0.5 psychiatrists per lakh population, and as per the World Health Organization norms, it should be 4 psychiatrists per lakh population. So we have a treatment gap of 80%. And you can also see that the suicide rates after the COVID-19, it increased. And we saw 1.7 lakh people, they died of suicide in 2023 as per the NCRB data. And it also, all of this leads to the economic loss of around USD 1.03 trillions. So what are the challenges? Why we are not able to deliver these services? Even the National Mental Health Program is there from last 45 years. But there are some challenges in the service delivery, such as we have a shortage of mental health specialists, and the model is a specialist-driven model. And we have fragmented services. Most of the mental health services, they are available in the urban areas, not in the rural areas. Then we have a weaker integration into the primary care even after 45 years of National Mental Health Program. We were not able to deliver what we envisaged when we started the program. And another problem is this stigma, social discrimination, and the cultural belief associated with the mental health disorders. And all of these leads to the out-of-pocket expenditure, and which impacts the marginalized population. So the question is not whether we need the mental health services or not. The question is how to deliver these services within the existing resources and within the current system. So the solution is the digital health solution, which we came up, that is the ICMR Minds, is the clinical decision support system app, which can be used by the all level of healthcare workers in a district, starting from ASHA to CHO to A&M to medical officers to the psychiatrist. So the key features of this CDSS is that we have a stakeholder-specific workflows. So we have specific workflows for ASHA, CHOs, and MOs, and there is a bi-directional workflow. Like if somebody refers to the next level, then we have a track, and that can be, after the management, can be referred back to the level where the services started. Currently we have a support in 7 languages. And we have an audit trail for the complete traceability of every activity happened in that district in this regard. Then it is GIGW compliance is there. We have a longitudinal patient follow-up to ensure the continuity of care, and we have a real-time dashboard for the policymakers so that they can see what is happening, how many screenings have been done, how many patients have been managed or referred to the appropriate level at the appropriate time. And we have the offline functionality because we see that it is not possible to have network in the rural and areas. And all the security compliance and the gamifications. Currently, we don't have financial incentives for the ASHAs and the CHOs to deliver mental health services. So we came up with the gamification, which is coming out to be a very well. That is a social recognition given to a person who is screening and managing the patients. Then this is the end-to-end mental health care pathway. The patient can enter anywhere in this pathway and can get the services and can be referred back to the level where it all started. So all these workflows or the care pathways, these are evidence-based. So we have the evidence like this strategy, this particular intervention works, and that's why we are delivering it at the community level. And this is the impact. So these are just the numbers, and impact is not just in the numbers. As we can see that there are emergencies averted. So many people, they were diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So this is the quantitative impact. But quantitative impact is not the only impact. It is also the qualitative impact. So for example, like essential medicine list, the psychiatric drugs are available in the essential medicine list of the country, but the demand, because the treatment was not there, so the demand was not there, and it was there in the RC also. But now, because the treatment facility is available, we have started seeing that the demand has been generated by the system, and the system has started moving in this direction where the services are available. And we have experiences from the people who are suffering from the mental disorders. And these are some of the policies changes which have been initiated by different states. Like the screening have been started by the states at the district level. There are recommendations from the states to scale up it from the district to the whole state. Then the nicotine replacement therapy, it is available in Karnataka after this initiative. Then Gujarat, they have started incentivizing the ASHAs for the screening of mental disorders. Then there is availability of essential psychotropic drugs at the health facilities. And there is integration into the monthly reporting, like how many have been screened, managed, treated, and referred. So these are some of the research publications, because we at ICMR, it's a research organization, we believe that each work should be documented in a very scientific way after a peer-reviewed process. So we have around 8 publications in a very good impact journal, and many are there in the pipeline also. So this is a system which is built to scale. As you can see that we have the NPA, we envisage that these things are possible when we scale up it to the national level. So we have the NPNCD portal integration, state health system APIs, frontline worker interface, credential logins for the stakeholder, patient interface, and self-diagnosis in the psychoeducation and the mental well-being. These are some of the media coverage, and yes. So, just to summarize, we don't need the new tracks. We just need the innovative rails to run on those tracks to take us forward. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Dr. Neha. And as we know that this century is going to, mental health is going to be a big problem for all of us. And with limited human resources, with limited doctors who deal with such issues, I guess, we have to leverage use of this digital technology. And I can see the use of AI, in your mental care pathway, which is there, which is very evident. And as you go, more and more evidences will come that what exactly is working and what is not working. So thank you so much, Dr. Neha. Now I would like to invite Dr. Sri Silabdhara Das, who is DS donor. He is going to present us on the new initiative on Purvottar Vikas Setu portal. Over to you, Silabdhara.
Thank you very much, sir. First and foremost, I'd like to thank DARPG for organizing this national conference and giving me the opportunity to be one of the speakers. So I'll be talking about the Purvottar Vikas Setu portal and other initiatives of Ministry of Donor. But to do that, I'll have to do some context setting, sir. I'll have to talk about Ministry of Donor first. So a Ministry of Donor, it came into existence in 2001, and I'll just talk about the current form, our current mandate. We are administering 5 schemes in the northeastern states. And these schemes are PM Divine, Northeast Special Infrastructure Development Scheme in road sector as well as other than road infrastructure sector, schemes of NEC and special development packages. So as you can see, by definition, these schemes, across these schemes, we sanction all kinds of projects. I mean, if you leave out projects like railway projects, we are covering almost all projects, power sector, telecommunication, education, health, livelihood projects. So we are agriculture and irrigation also. So we are covering all such projects under our schemes. And why are we doing this? Because the original mandate of, sanctioning projects and, executing projects in the northeastern state lies with the concerned line ministries. But it has been observed that there have been certain gaps. And in order to fulfill these gaps, the Ministry of Donor has been given the mandate to fulfill those gaps through these schemes. So there are 5 schemes which we are administering, and there is another mandate which we have, which is the 10% GBS, the 10% gross budgetary support, in which the ministry has to monitor on a quarterly basis whether 10% of the gross budgetary support of 54 non-exempt line ministries of Government of India is going for the development of the Northeast. That is one of the mandates which we have to see. And the basic genesis of this ministry was that earlier this 10% target, we were not able to achieve this. And that gap was the genesis. Due to that gap, this ministry came into existence. So as you can see, we have to monitor the schemes across 54 line ministries also, and we also have to monitor the schemes being executed by Ministry of Donor. So the Purvotar Vikas Setu portal will come in here, but first I'll just show you the scale of the operation which Ministry of Donor is into. Across these 5 schemes, we have sanctioned 3,700 odd projects over the last 20 years. 50,000 crores of investment we have put in. And if you see the sector-wise analysis, the primary funding has gone into the roads and bridges sector, which is one of the sectors for which we get a lot of demand from the state governments. But we also cater to the power sector, education, health sector also. So I'll just, a few snapshots of the projects that have been completed, few flagship projects. This is a medical college in Albari, art and cultural complex here in Shillong, and power projects. And we have also a tourist infrastructure project very recently inaugurated in Sikkim for Kailash Mansarovar Yatris. So we are doing all kinds of projects, as you can see, road projects as I spoke about. And we also are into the tourism sector also, so we provide support for the tourism sector projects also. Health sector, we can see in Namchi, we have set up a 500-bedded district hospital. Obviously, our mandate was gap funding for the equipment portion, but nevertheless, that is being done. And other projects also being done in Manipur. And this is one very important flagship project, a skywalk at Bhaledunga that is coming up in Sikkim. So, if we are talking about IT specifically, smart classroom, is the need of the hour. We know that the teacher-to-pupil ratio is not that good specifically. So, through this smart classroom, the states, the proposals incorporate creation of a central studio in the state capital, and then the ancillary support and paraphernalia in the various schools in the remote areas of the state. And the broadcasting is done, and in real time, the students can get the classes done for various subjects. So now we come to the Purvotar Vikas Setu portal. Where does this come in? So digital workflow is something which we had worked upon. So earlier, these 5 schemes which we are operating, all the proposals from the state government in the form of the detailed project report or concept note used to come through emails or through physical documents. These were voluminous documents, and they were being sent to respective program divisions. So we didn't have an overall monitoring, It was very difficult to monitor which proposals are coming, which are being analyzed, and what has been done with them. So there was, I can say, a lack of transparency and accountability to some extent. And not only this, for the projects that were ongoing on the ground, our mandate is also to release installments based on the project milestones. But it was being seen that the state was sending the demand request for release of funds. That was also coming through physical papers, letters, or emails. And there was no, consolidated place where it used to come and where you could just track it. Where is it? So there was, I can say, a lack of transparency and accountability. This was pre-2024. So in 2024, we came up with this Purvotar Vikas Setu portal, where we completely eliminated this paper-based or email-based submissions of the DPRs, and paper-based and email-based submissions of any documents related to the project progress, be it the utilization certificate, be it the quarterly progress report, inspection reports, or be it the completion certificate. Everything has been put on this digital portal. And it has been linked to the project, and the entire project life cycle is monitored through this portal. So whenever a proposal comes now, the state government, they also have their login IDs for the Purvotar Vikas Setu portal. They log in, they upload the DPR and concept note on the portal. It is forwarded to Ministry of Donor. We examine it, and after examining, we send it to the concerned line ministry. For example, if it is a power project, it will go to Ministry of Power. If it is a health project, it goes to Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. We send it to ensure convergence, to ensure that there is no duplication of initiatives of Government of India. So through this, we have brought all the ministries, all the states, and obviously Ministry of Donor on one portal where we can get the comments of each and every stakeholder during the appraisal stage. And once the appraisal is complete, once we get the green light from the concerned line ministry, when we are satisfied that the project complies with all our guidelines and the checklist, then we have a EIMC, there is a formal mechanism, the meeting is held, the various aspects are discussed, and the project is approved. So this, due to this PVS portal, this Purvatar Vikas Setu portal, this entire process has been revolutionized. And the most important thing which I see here is, that after sanction of the project, the state governments, well, based on the progress of the project on the ground, they used to demand funds in installments. Earlier, you won't believe, but these fund requests would come and they would be sitting in the ministry for months altogether. Months and months. I mean, in one case we saw it, it was there for 460 something days. So, and that was a very bad case. So, with this portal, that is no longer the case. Now, whenever the demand request is sent by the state, provided if all the documents are complete, are in order, the fund release mechanism, we have the internal process of finance concurrence and the CFA approval. We get that done within 10 days, and that has come down significantly. And due to this, you know, we have been able to increase our annual expenditure in the northeastern state through the schemes of Ministry of Donor. And this is just a few screenshots of the portal. You know, this is the login and landing page, and this is the dashboard which we have. On the left-hand side, you can see that there is a processing of DPR section in which the DPR comes in and we analyze it. Then processing of the AFS, which is the administrative and financial sanction, which we issue once the entire appraisal and approval is complete. Then the demand request part comes. Basically, all the installments that are released for this project, everything is captured on this portal. And any time from now, maybe from 5 years or 10 years down the line, anyone can just have a look, and there will be no sort of ambiguity as to on what basis funds were released, on what basis the project was sanctioned. And these are just the project proposal that the state submits. And so I'll just wrap up, sir. So on the same line, monitoring and inspection of project also, we are doing through this portal. Earlier, these reports also were being sent in a very haphazard manner. But now through the portal, all the reports we are getting on the portal, and we are getting insights from the report. And on the basis of inspection reports, the fund requests, the demand requests are being processed. And now we are going one step ahead, sir. If I talk about the way forward, we are working on AI-enabled governance. Obviously, this is in pilot. This is work in progress, under development, where the DPR will be analyzed through a LLM model, and it will tell us what are the deficiencies in the DPR within 20 minutes. Currently, it is taking 5 to 6 days because it's a voluminous document. But within 20 to 25 minutes, the DPR will be analyzed. We'll send the comments to the state. They will fulfill it maybe in a few days. And then the entire project, you know, can be sanctioned within 1 month or 1.5 months, within 45 days. Same applies for the fund flow mechanism and the decision support system, where the top administrator can make decisions on the basis of the past performance of the project in the state and the relevant sector. So these are again some screenshots of the model that is under development. It looks a bit cluttered, I must say, but you can see red, amber, and green coding we are doing for the DPRs. In a red means there are some deficiencies in the DPR, green means it is okay. So we are working in this direction, and by October we should be able to roll out this particular initiative, which is expected to, you know, benefit the northeastern states, because one of the issues they have raised in many forums is the delay in sanction and delay in release of funds, which will no longer be an issue. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Silvadra. And I guess, of course, like your initiative will lead to better budget utilization, and also like timely, as you mentioned that in 30 days, from 30 days you have come down to 10 days. So like great initiative. Now I would like to invite Shri Abid Mansoori ji, and I was talking about cyber security. His initiative relates to integrated cyber security framework for a resilient digital banking ecosystem, which he has done in Bank of Baroda. So over to Shri Abid Mansoori ji.
Okay, good morning to all the honorable secretaries, distinguished dignitaries, participants, and delegates. So today, I'll be presenting you the innovation which we did in Bank of Baroda. So we have come out with an integrated cybersecurity framework wherein as banking is transforming rapidly and banking is moving towards digitalization, especially in post-COVID world. So our objective was simple. The objective was to transform cybersecurity from reactive analysis to predictive intelligence analysis. So these are the BFSI related cyber threat landscape, wherein every digital innovation is also expanding the cyber attack surface, wherein as it is evident from the certain handling millions of cyber incidents annually which we have quoted. So there are a lot of cybersecurity related risks wherein the landscape required us to rethink cybersecurity from fragmented monitoring to a collective intelligence-led, exposure management-led, and continuous validated security. So before discussing our solution, let me briefly highlight that what foundation we already had as a bank. Since you all know banking is a tightly regulated entity wherein there is a lot of regulatory guidelines with respect to RBI mandates, frameworks. Other than that, there are, since we categorize into critical information infrastructure, wherein NCIPC, NCRF framework also implies to us. So foundational controls were already in place, wherein 24/7 cybersecurity operations centers, business continuity, governance mechanisms were already in place. So our journey did not begin from zero. We started with these foundational controls, and then the challenge, what we realized is not to deploy more and more security solutions, but to make them talk to each other, stitch their data, and to reap out the benefit of comprehensive and holistic visibility. So this is the integrated cybersecurity framework, wherein the idea was to protect customers so that their digital trust will remain intact. And accordingly, we defined 4 strategies wherein we have thought of building digital trust, creating intelligent-led resilience, AI-powered cyber defense, and protecting the digital ecosystems. These objectives became the foundation of our integrated cybersecurity defense framework. Now, so this is a context wherein how we transform the security operations in our bank. So before integrated cybersecurity framework, we are operating more than 20 plus tools, but they are not talking to each other or having limited visibility, wherein the security analysts were overloaded with the noise in the systems because there is millions of security events generated daily. We were doing periodic VAPT, manual incident investigations, certain sort of automation was there, but you can consider it as a reactive security. Then post implementation of this framework, we have harvested the benefit of unified telemetry, AI-led prioritization, continuous validations, wherein we are also validating the deployed security controls. Now our investigations are AI assisted, wherein our security analyst gets into a single pane window all the details with respect to a particular IP or a particular threat. We are also prioritizing the patching with respect to the risk prioritization, and we are also monitoring our externally exposed attack surface, wherein our digital infrastructure or applications which are available to common customers or citizens of the country. So, as we say, technology alone cannot build resilience. Transformation requires the involvement of technology, people, and processes. So, we streamlined our processes, wherein we have streamlined from proactive security and subsequently the core theme, wherein the 3 major chunks we have identified is we need to progress towards intelligence integration, intelligence fusion, subsequently exposure management, wherein what all is publicly exposed, from where it can be exploited, and to validate the controls which we have deployed to protect them. So as I was telling, that transformation requires investment across people, process, and technology, We strengthened analyst capabilities. We strengthened their skill sets, standardized the playbooks, and subsequently integrated AI-assisted decision-making to help them to automate and investigate faster. The result was a smarter security operations center capable of responding significantly faster. So the challenges and resolution. So every cybersecurity program begins with solving a business risk here. While we address that alert fatigue with the AI-assisted prioritization, we replace periodic assessments with continuous validations. Then subsequently, previously the risk context was limited. Now we have transformed it wherein we have the attack path intelligence that, okay, in case if a particular asset is exposed and it is having a vulnerability, from where an attack can come into play, and what controls or what compensatory controls we need to prioritize till the time that vulnerability is patched in the system. So this transformed millions of disconnected security alerts and events into actionable cyber intelligence. Now, this is the main slide wherein you can see how we have correlated different solutions, wherein the 4 key solutions are XDR, breach attack simulation, continuous automated red teaming, and exposure management services, wherein we are managing the attack surface and the digital risk, what all data with respect to bank is visible at dark web, and how exactly we are fusing intelligence into our security operations. So rather than independent operations, we integrated all the security technologies which continuously validates the effectiveness of each other, and instead of working in silos, it's working in a holistic manner, talking to each other, which is scalable and is adaptive to current AI-led threat landscape. So this is our comprehensive customer protection strategy, wherein our framework continuously monitors phishing websites, rogue mobile applications, fake applications, leaked credentials on the dark web, and digital impersonation campaigns. Beyond technology, we also conduct customer awareness, because as we say, human is one of the weakest link into the system. So to impart cyber awareness, we are also running multiple campaigns, and together these initiatives resulted in enhancing the digital confidence which every citizen is having into the digital banking channel. This is the transformation journey, how exactly we transform. So it started with the bank-wide risk assessment, wherein we identified what all problems we are having, what critical changes we need to introduce to our processes, systems, and procedures, and subsequently this framework led us wherein we progressively integrated telemetry, adopted AI-assisted analytics, and implemented attack path intelligence, and introduced exposure management controls. The journey demonstrates that cyber resilience is a continuous evolving capability. These were some use cases. Of course, there are many, but some of the use cases we are highlighting here, wherein it rapidly detects phishing-related websites, rogue applications, risk-based vulnerability prioritization, continuous attack validations, attack surface external exposure management, and of course AI-assisted threat intelligence and security operations, wherein we can now detect threats faster, respond to them in better manner, we are having improved cyber risk visibility and enhanced operational efficiency. So basically, it prioritizes what we need to tackle first, what vulnerabilities we need to take care of based on the business risks. These are the measurable impact which we have noticed post operationalization of this framework, wherein threat visibility has increased, the mean time to detect MTTD and mean time to respond to a cyber incident is decreased. Thousands of dark web related exposures we are monitoring, and critical public facing digital services receives continuous protection. So These were snapshots of one of the solution wherein we are correlating and getting in live manner the cyber risk related indexes. Subsequently, the exposure also we are validating the unified asset visibility we are having, wherein we are assigning risk weights to the assets and subject to their criticality and severity, we are prioritizing the protection. And that's how we are achieving continuous cyber risk management, wherein our framework follows a continuous life cycle, that is to detect, validate, remediate, and measure. And each phase feeds the next phase, wherein it creates a cycle of continuous improvement and strengthens the bank resilience. So, as we say, cybersecurity is no longer about deploying more and more security solutions. It is about creating an integrated ecosystem wherein intelligence, automation, governance, and people work together seamlessly. So, this integrated cybersecurity frameworks enables that continuous visibility, validation, AI-based decision-making, and customer protection. It strengthens digital trust for millions of our customers who rely on our banking services. As cyber threats continue to evolve, our commitment is to anticipate threats, to prioritize AI fusion into security operations, and to contribute towards a safer and more resilient digital India. Thank you very much for the patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shri Abid Mansoori ji, for taking us through the cybersecurity framework of Bank of Baroda. I guess two things again come to my mind. One is like we have to invest hugely in cybersecurity capacity building, because as of now we face real shortage of cybersecurity manpower. And the other thing is like many of you who are in this workshop, like you would be awarding certain contracts in cybersecurity. So we must need to have like basic knowledge of cybersecurity. So thank you so much, Shri Abid ji. Now I would like to invite Pratham Kaushik. His initiative Trinetra has won national awards in the recently concluded National Award for E-Governance. And it is, I guess, like AI-enabled surveillance system for big, large congregation like Mahakaleshwar Trust. It has been used in there, but also useful for Kumbh and other such events. So over to Pratham.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. Let me start by telling you about Ujjain. Ujjain is one of the ancient cities of India. It is among the 7 Puris, Sapt Puri, which we call. And the Sri Mahakaleshwar temple is one of the 12 Jyotirlings. It is the only Jyotirling which is south facing, and it is the only Jyotirling where Lord Shiva is offered bhasm, ash, during the artis. So this temple has held a significance for thousands of years, but the administrative challenges regarding this temple started when Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated the Sri Mahakal Mahalok, which led to a tremendous increase in the footfall in the temple. So that led us to come up with the Trinetra project. So as you all know, Trinetra means the third eye of Shiva. So we have word played it to name the surveillance system of the temple Trinetra. So this is the brief. This project is effectively a integrated command and control center that we have established at the temple. It includes 450 plus AI-enabled cameras, which are at 275 locations. The temple premises is quite large. It is a 116-acre premises. So we need a large chunk of surveillance system, large number of cameras, and we have integrated AI into this ICCC, which basically provides us with 10,000 faces recognized per minute. So 10,000 faces per minute is the FR capacity of the ICCC. This project was started with an investment of 5 CR, but as we'll see later that it has been nothing in terms of the reward that this project has given us. So, as I told you initially, the footfall was around 20 to 30,000 people, devotees coming in per day. But after the inauguration of the Mahakal Lok, we are now handling crowds of up to 2.5 lakhs per day. And as the upcoming month of Shravan, which is there in August, is coming, we'll be handling crowds of 3.5 lakh people per day. And on major festivals, we handle crowds up to 10 lakh. This Mahashivratri, the number of devotees went up to 10 lakhs. And the long weekends, New Year's, holidays, all these dates where the large footfall is there, we basically engage the Trinetra system. So this led to an increase of the temple revenue as well. As you see, the footfall has increased exponentially in the last 4 or 5 years, which has led us to increase in the revenue growth as well. So after the Mahakal Lok, major challenges that we faced were crowd management because of the large crowd. Crowd surge risk was there because there are certain times during the 24-hour period that suddenly the crowd surge is there. And since the campus was very large, we had challenges in emergency response time. So our response time used to be around 20-25 minutes. It was completely manual. For example, if some emergency has occurred, then it will be channeled through manual interventions. A will tell B, B will tell C, eventually it will reach the officials, and then somebody will intervene. Again, we had the challenge of inaccurate head counts, surveillance gaps were there, and since the Mahakal Lok and the temple are basically heritage structures, quite old, thousands of years old, so we had the risk of some kind of damage because of the increasing footfall in the temple area. So what we did was, we set up the Trinetra system and we enabled the surveillance team, the ICCC team with these 450 plus cameras. And we run around 10 analytics on these cameras starting from face recognition. So what we do is that whenever a devotee enters the temple, so these cameras identify the faces of the devotees at, I told you, at around 10,000 faces read per minute. And we do face recognition system. We have multiple behavioral analytics. For example, we have artificially drawn certain boundaries and barriers on the system so that people who are roaming around in the Mahalok area, they do not enter the prohibited premises, they do not touch the statues that have been installed there. So all these barriers have been artificially made, and if somebody crosses those barriers, so we get an alert in the ICCC, and it can immediately be, like, intervention can immediately be made. We have predictive crowd flow because since, for example, I discussed Mahashivratri, we had around 10 lakh people coming in on Mahashivratri. So we now know, because of the help of this AI-enabled system, that what is the expected footfall for the upcoming festivals. And we also know the hourly footfall. For example, the AI system tells us that last year during this time, the footfall for this particular hour was this. And now, because of certain factors, because of the data that it has for the last year, it basically tells us that the expected footfall at this point of time is going to be a little bit higher or lower as compared to the last year. We have integrated it into smart parking as well. We have collaborated with the DCRB, the District Crime Records Bureau, and we have taken all the data of all the suspicious persons and integrated it with our system, so that if any kind of suspicious activity or suspicious person, any face is detected in those cameras, it immediately gives us an alert. So this I have talked about that it is a deep learning FRS system. There are 10 analytics which run on every camera. These are the 10. Line crossing is there, which I told you, an artificial line has been drawn. We do head count also. With respect to head count, let me tell you a story that when we started this system, so we had offline head counting, and some people used to count the number of devotees coming in at the entrance gates. And when we implemented this system, we identified that that the AI has given us wrong data. So we brainstormed ki why is the wrong data coming in, and then we realized that because of large number of people and large crowd, the AI was not able to detect the heads which are like people standing back to back. So in a large crowd, when there is no space between people, so AI somewhere failed to detect the number of heads. Also, AI failed to detect the heads that those were covered, babies, kids. So like we all know that the covered heads, AI finds it very difficult to identify it as a human being. So what we did is we fed the LLM data and videos of the last Kumbh that happened in Ujjain, and we fed the data of the previous large congregations, previous festivals like Shivratri, and then we taught the model that this is the number of head count. And post that, we realized that the AI recalibrated and gave us the correct data. Now our system identifies kids as well. It identifies, even if you are carrying a bag on your head, it will still identify you as a single person, and the head count is correct and the face is correct. So this is the impact that this system had. Since we handle large crowds, so it is very common that people get separated from their families. So this is a very quick identification system. Somebody comes to the ICCC and tells that I have, I lost my child. We get the photograph of the child from the family. We put it in our system. Our system matches the photograph with the faces that it has captured. And it tells us that this child was last seen in this location. As I told you, we have 275 locations which are specifically covered. So that basically removes all the hassle of alerting all the security staff and finding the missing people in such a large crowd. An interesting case, we generally deal with these type of cases, like missing child type of cases. But an interesting case that happened few months back when we were presenting this in the National E-Governance Award presentation. 2-3 days prior to that presentation, an interesting thing happened that one lady who basically left her home and she was not mentally fit. She was identified, she was detected in the temple. The family must have approached the police, and we identified that this lady was last seen in the temple. And through the AI system, we communicated to the police that this lady has now left the temple and she is no longer in the temple. The family returned. 3 days later, we got an alert in the ICCC that this face which you fed 3 days back has been identified in the temple. So this was an example that we didn't even anticipate that we'll be able to use the Trinetra model for this kind of positive intervention. It was largely meant to be a surveillance model, but now it has become a facilitative model for us. We recover lost items. We have real-time theft incidents detected, because this model also has behavioral analytics as well. So if the model identifies that the behavior of a particular person is suspicious, like his running speed has suddenly, a walking speed has suddenly increased, these kind of things, if it is identified, we immediately intervene. This has reduced our response time to less than 5 minutes, emergency response time. Along with this model, we have integrated, Sir also talked about cyber security. We had a government portal made for the temple, and all the temple services, starting from booking of all kind of darshan and aartis and all donations, ATG, receipts, everything is there online on a government portal. I told you the Trinetra cost us around 5 CR, but the annual savings that it is leading to is more than 8 CR because of the eliminated need of deploying additional manpower and additional security systems, additional cameras. We had all the stakeholder consultation, and we abide by the DPDP Act as well, because the DPDP Act does not prohibit taking up the faces in public areas, and we basically don't store the faces. We store it only for 45 days, and we don't store the names along with them. Once the consent is given to us, if somebody is coming with his or her face and for identification, then only we use the, or if somebody is booking online, then only we use the consent, and we do not violate the DPDP Act. This has given like huge boost to the economy. Now we are in a process of getting an AI chatbot for the devotees, and all kinds of services that are being provided through the website are being given, are in a planning stage of giving through AI chatbot. So this kind of model, as I have shown you, can be implemented across the country in major pilgrimage sites, in major areas of public gatherings, in any kind of congregation where you need a large crowd surveillance. We ourselves are hosting the Singhast Mahakumbh of 2028, and as we have all seen, the crowd in Prayagraj Mahakumbh was beyond expectations, and similarly we are also expecting that around 40 CR people will come to Ujjain in 2028, and we ourselves are replicating this Trinetra model and taking it to newer heights. We are in a process of getting 3,500 plus cameras at a cost of 140 CR for the Singhast Mahakumbh. So this basically means once we have used this model in the temple, it has been very successful. It has given us extremely good results beyond our expectations, and that is why we are ourselves using this in the Singhast Mahakumbh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pratham. And this was really a very good and useful initiative for any occasion where we have such a large gathering. So now I guess we are done with all speakers. Thank you so much, all speakers. So Dr. Shinde, do we have time for questions, or we can take this in 2 questions? So like anyone may raise like any question to any of the speakers? Or I guess they are good with the coffee bread. So thank you so much. Thank you again, like all the distinguished speaker.
Thank you, sir, and thank you to all our distinguished speakers for an exceptionally insightful session. This session has aptly demonstrated how innovation, digital transformation, and collaborative governance are reshaping public service delivery across the country. Collectively, today's presentations have reinforced one important message: that technology is not merely an enabler of governance, it is a catalyst for more responsive, transparent, and citizen-centric administration. Thank you to the chair, and thank you to all the esteemed members for their presentation. May I now request our esteemed session chair and all the distinguished panel speakers to kindly come down from the dais and assemble in the front of the stage for a group photograph. May I also request Dr. Tushaba Shinde, the Director of the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, Government of India, to kindly present the mementos to our esteemed chair and panel speakers as a token of appreciation for their valuable contributions to this conference.
and with the kickstart of a very engaging first session of this Day 2 of the National Conference on NextGen Administration and e-Governance reforms, we move on to the next session of the day. This session is dedicated to the state collaborative initiative schemes under the DARPG as assisted innovative best practices in the Northeast region. Respected dignitaries, esteemed speakers, ladies and gentlemen, this session highlights exemplary digital governance and administrative innovations emerging from the northeastern states of India. The Northeast region is at the forefront of citizen-centric governance, blending local needs with technology to deliver efficient, transparent, and inclusive public services. The award-winning initiatives being presented today reflect the spirit of Viksit Bharat and demonstrate how targeted digital interventions can accelerate development, empower citizens, and strengthen institutions in the region. Shri M.S. Rao, Chief Commissioner, Meghalaya State Public Service Delivery Commission, will speak on catalyzing public service excellence in Meghalaya. Rao sir was also the former Chief Secretary of Meghalaya during the turbulent pandemic times and is fondly and respectfully remembered for public service excellence in the midst of those trying times. Please join me in welcoming the chair of this session, Shri M.S. Rao. It also gives me great pleasure to welcome our other distinguished speakers of this session, Shri Paul L. Kuma, District Collector, Serchhip, Mizoram, who will be presenting the plan and project monitoring system implemented in Mizoram. I also welcome on the dais Shri Venne Konyak, Deputy Commissioner, Mon District, Nagaland. He will be sharing insights on the common web portal for strengthening and supporting handicraft and handloom ecosystem and the district smart hub for efficient governance in the Mon district. And I also welcome to the dais Shri Y.L.N. Reddy, Secretary, DP and AR Mizoram, who will be presenting on the setting up of Consumer Help Center and creation of a web portal and mobile app for effective consumer grievance redressal in Mizoram. The proceedings of this session, I hand over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, and good morning, everyone. As already mentioned, this is a session dedicated to initiatives from the Northeast and the ones that have been supported through the state collaboration initiative of the DARPG. So we are actually thankful to DARPG because I have seen that this state collaboration initiative has been very useful for many states, and it's relatively flexible, allowing, various projects of e-governance to be sanctioned, and we are one of the beneficiaries. I'm chairing the session, but, I have to also make a presentation. I think we have about 1 hour. Yeah, Dr. Shinde. So what I suggest is we'll try and restrict it within 15 minutes each. And if there is time, maybe a couple of questions or so. So without wasting much time, let me just proceed with my presentation. Okay, so this is an initiative that we have taken up in Meghalaya. And just go to the first slide, please. So what we are discussing here is right to public services. Now, you will appreciate, and in the audience, I'm sure there are also people who are not really from the government sector, that for a common citizen, it's not very easy to avail services from the government. Though, it is actually one of the most important functions of the government. I would rather rate it as perhaps the most important function, because essentially the government exists to serve the citizens. And citizen service delivery is a major issue, and it is a problem which the common man faces. And this project aims to address that problem. And it's not that we are unique to this. Actually, since there is time shortage, so I won't really go into the background and all. I'll straight away go into the subject. So when we say right to public service, essentially what we are talking about is empowering the citizen to obtain an eligible service from the government within a definite time frame. So this mandate was given by Government of India in 2009 to all the states, and MP happened to be the first state that enacted it, followed by 32 states so far. The breakup you can see there. We were one of the late entrants, I must say. We enacted in 2020. And the enacting a law is one thing and implementing is another. Now, the experience, DARPG has been taking reviews, and the experience is the implementation across all the states is not very uniform. But the states which have established commissions, RTS commissions, 8 states have established RTS commissions. There, the implementation is relatively better because it gives a focus and a structure for implementation as well as monitoring. So Meghalaya is one of the states which has created a commission, and I am heading that commission. Now, this act is modeled along the lines of the RTI, with which all of you are familiar, Right to Information Act. Broadly, that is the structure that has been followed in all the states which have commissions. I can't talk for the states which don't have commissions. So here, like say, the only difference is in the case of RTI, the information is defined in the Act itself, and the timelines are laid down in the Act itself. Here, the difference is that since we are dealing with different kinds of services, each service needs to be notified with a specified timeline, because every service cannot be delivered in the same timeline. So just like RTI, we also have a provision for imposing penalty in case the designated officer, we say designated officer here instead of PIO, which is what is the nomenclature used in RTI. Next. So since we were, we started in 2020 with a nominal about 70 odd services. As of today, we have notified 220 services, of which 221 are online. Actually, these 220, they translate to 236 sub-services because, say, like service like issue and renewal, they get combined. And therefore, the actual number of services is 236. Now, one of the issues in Meghalaya, and perhaps would be relevant for other Northeast states also, is unlike states which are relatively advanced in e-governance, the number of e-services that we have are relatively limited. And what we have done is we have tried to focus on high volume services. And that way we try to ensure that maximum number of citizens are covered. Now we sought the assistance of DARPG to increase the number of online services in the state. And through this project, we are trying to add 250 services and bring all relevant citizen-centric e-services under the purview of the MRTPS Act. Of course, there are other issues like quality of the service, etc. Those are also being addressed. Next. Now, there are certain unique features of our portal which I would like to highlight. We are the only state which has a dedicated, unified portal. What I mean by this is that for all the notified services, you do not need to go to any other website. You can apply the service, you can appeal here, you can track. So the entire process can be done through one portal, whereas in the case of other states, which also have online monitoring systems, they usually draw the data from other department portals, and then they do the monitoring. So whereas we have a dedicated portal, so that is more convenient for the citizens. Now, there's one issue here which I would like to highlight, other than tracking and email alerts and all, which are quite common, is the digitally signed certificates. So if you go to the next slide, see, this is a sample of a certificate, a digitally signed certificate that was issued. And this is a problem which I'm sure many of you would also be facing. Though relatively Northeast it is less, but still we did come across some fraudulent cases. Tampering of the certificate, including the QR code. Now, for a verifying authority, it is important to know that the digital certificate issued is authentic. So therefore, if you see those boxes, we have put those right up, and the key thing is that even if you manipulate a QR code, you cannot generate a gov.in URL. And so in every certificate that we are issuing, we are giving this write-up that you can cross-check the authenticity of the certificate by checking that it is from a gov.in URL. So this is a very critical thing and perhaps would be relevant for others as well. Yeah, next. There's another very important feature which I wish to highlight is, you see, it's a very common problem that a citizen faces, that you approach a government office with your application, online or offline, whatever be the case, and an objection is raised. You meet that objection, another objection is raised. You meet that. So this kind of repeated objection raising is a big problem that citizens face. And to get over this problem, this is again unique to Meghalaya. We have this two-step acknowledgement process. So within 7 days, the designated officer is required to issue a Form 1 or Form 2. Form 1 says that your application is in order, this is the SLA, and service will be delivered within so many days. If the application is defective, the designated officer has to mandatorily list out all the deficiencies at one go. It's not that the citizen has to repeatedly go to the government office, which becomes a harassment. So this feature has become very useful. So we have added this feature to all online services, and only when this feature is there, we call it MRTPS compliant. Now, we have a very strong monitoring mechanism. Just 5 minutes, we will go through that demo. So we have mobile apps also. But for, these 9 lakh figures and all, for those who are from big states may appear very small, but we are a state with a population of about 35 lakhs. So we launched this website on 15th July 2022. And since then, so you can say it's been about 4 years, we have had 9 lakh visits so far. So actually, as of today, this happens to be perhaps the most visited website in the state. Because, you know, it provides a benefit to the citizen. Yeah, okay, next. So we have a very strong real-time monitoring system, which we will show through our portal. But basically, it provides for dashboards wherein you can drill down to every status of every application, and you can know the status department-wise, district-wise, etc. And the Commission has a weekly monitoring system. So by doing this, we have been able to ensure delivery of services as far as practicable within the SLAs. There are some delays, but by and large, they are minimal. Next. These features I have already covered. I'll request my special officer to just quickly run through the website in about 3-4 minutes. Yeah, so this is our portal.
Thank you, sir. So this is our portal. We have made it very simple, make sure that, you know, it is the citizens, when they come at a glance, they can see all the services that we provide. At the homepage, you can apply for services, if you see here, and you can also file your appeals to the Appellate Authority and the Commission. And you can also, connect to our mobile app from here. You can download your mobile app. We have also a dashboard.
Just 1 minute, Banri. Those blocks are deliberately put there. Those are actually the top services in the state. So it is to attract the citizen, the ST certificate, SC certificate, PRC. I mean, these are the top high volume services. Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So we can also have a dashboard. We have a dashboard where you can see the number of applications that have been received, delivered, and rejected, and the applications that are pending. You can also see appeals. You can also, to the Appellate Authority, how many are pending, how many have been delivered, and appeals to the Commission, how many have been submitted, how many have been processed. So we also have some news and FAQs. But the citizens can also go here and find services by department, apply for services, and find the CSC that is closest to them. Now, if they want to apply for services, they just click here. And they can see all these services that are online, offline, or that have been denotified. So from one portal, they just click apply, and they will be directed to the site where they can apply for the services. Another unique feature we say about our portal is that if you apply from this portal, you can track from this portal. You don't need to go to another portal to track your application. So if you have applied for any service, you can just click on track, enter the reference number, and it will tell you what is happening with your application, whether it is pending or who it is with, or whether it has been delivered. So these are the services. For offline services, we are trying to make them online, but we also make sure that the citizens know what they have to apply, what kind of documents they have to submit. So we've listed all the enclosures here that, they can see that they don't need to submit any document for this. They can just apply. Let's see. So now if they have to apply for this service, they know these are the enclosures they have to submit. So this is one of the features for helping the citizens. Now for monitoring, we have created dashboards for everybody. So including, if you see the Chief Minister, the Chief Secretary, the District Commissioners, and the Commission, they have their own portal. When we log in, we see if there are any appeals pending with us, and we also see our appeals in progress, which we don't have right now. And we can see the appeals that we have disposed. Now, we can also go and see how many services are pending beyond SLA or which ones have delivered. So now department-wise, service-wise, we know each, so now the red marks saying that, okay, now I see here 43, Excise Department has 43 applications that are pending beyond SLA. I can click here on the department and I can see what kind of service is pending. Now, if I see here registration of society is pending, that's 40, that's a lot of applications, so I can click here and see which district it is pending with. Now, for each of these, I can actually go and find whose application is pending. And I can actually view the application. I can also see from which hand it has gone to and which hand it is stuck with. And then we can actually reach out to the office and say, it is stuck here. This is wanting to kindly process it as soon as possible. So this is one thing. And we also have an appeals dashboard where we monitor appeals with the appellate authority.
Bandri, just go to one of, say, one of them, just to see, I mean, the status. Just I think okay, we've run out of time. But anyway, just show one, any one, where we are drilling down to the application, actually.
Right, sir. So this is the application. I can see which department, what service name, what has happened, on what date and what time. Okay, so now I see that it is pending police verification. So this application has gone for police verification. Then I can see all the details below of the application, including all their documents that they have submitted. And I can see all the process flow.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Just go to the appeals one quickly. I think we are,
Right, sir. So
our
this
time
is the appeals
actually-
dashboard. I can see, so I can see the number of appeals that are pending. So let's just
You have
go
to go
back.
there, yeah.
Just go back.
Need not drill down, just leave it
Right.
at that, yeah. Just,
So I
it's-
can see who is pending, who has pending application appeals with them. I can also check if I go here.
Just anyone, just quickly,
Yes,
because
quickly.
we are 15 minutes is over actually,
Yeah.
I don't want to.
So I see this is a ration card. Someone has applied for ration card and it is pending. So then I can also check whose application is pending. So this is, a snapshot of our portal. So I hand it back to you.
Yeah, okay, fine. Just go to the next slide. Due to paucity of time, otherwise, there are some very interesting features we could have shown you. But it's also important to address the constraints and challenges we face, and it's more or less common to all the Northeast states. Even to implement this DRPG project, we collaborated with NIXI, and NIXI tried to provide the manpower, but nobody came and joined. So ultimately, we had to look for locally skilled manpower, which kind of took time and slightly delayed our project. I know the DRPG may kindly take note that this has been one of the, that's why it's slightly delayed. But the quality of output we are giving you is good. Then there's a serious problem. It is common to all the states, and DRPG is helping actually. But there are services delivered at the state level, but these are done through the Government of India central portals. And there, the data integration synchronization, that is pending. I think about 9 or 10 ministries are involved. We have succeeded so far with only 2. And the rest are at various stages. So there is difficulty there. Network is a major constraint in Northeast, both in terms of mobile and internet access. Then departments, particularly field offices, lack of infrastructure is an issue. Digital literacy is, of course, it is an issue not only in Northeast, it is across the country. So I'll end here. Essentially, what I told you in the beginning, this is essentially a project where we are trying to empower citizens so that they are able to avail eligible services within a definite time period, and they have a right to do so. That is the whole purpose of the project. Thank you. I'll now invite Mr. Paul Kuma, District Collector, Serchip from Mizoram. He will make a presentation on plan and project monitoring system in the district of Serchip.
Respected Chairman, distinguished speakers, dignitaries, officials, and all present here. A very good morning. I am Paul L. Kuma. I am from the State Civil Service 2008 batch. To put things into perspective, I would like to highlight a bit about our district, Serchip district. It's a small district which is geographically located at the center of the state. In Mizo, we call it Ramlai, or in English, Meatland, because of its central location. And we have a very meager population, the district jurisdiction, within the district jurisdiction. It's about 75 to 80,000 population, and the square kilometers of 1421. And we have around 45 to 50 departments within our jurisdiction, which are manned by the heads of offices. So let me start with my presentation. I would like to start with this question. What's our why for developing this DPPMS? What is our purpose, our belief, and our cause in developing this plan and project monitoring system? Well, the present Deputy Commissioner of Serchip, which is obviously me right now, joined his post on the 1st of July 2024. And as his experience and tenure prolongs and lengthens, it is realized that, first of all, he chairs more than 140 committees under various schemes and projects, and there are meetings every other day where resolutions are made, decisions are made, and a follow-up has to be undertaken, action has to be taken. So the difficulty is most of the member secretaries are from the line departments. So retrieving information is often very difficult in terms of the resolutions, in terms of the action taken. So a felt need was made for developing a repository for putting all these minutes, decisions into one portal. That's my first argument. The second is, for a district, I hope I'm not wrong in phrasing this, the district administration or the district administrator is the cog around which the wheel revolves. He is the go-to person for any coordination issues, convergence issues, and as said earlier, the chairman of many committees. So he is a catalyst for making scheme convergence possible. So he is expected to be in his zone, to know the progress and status of scheme implementations, which is under his chairmanship. And also, many times, informations are sought urgently from the ministry, from the state administrative departments, asking us provide this information. What is the status of this project? What is the physical and financial progress? Give us today or first hour tomorrow. So we have to retrieve information from the line departments, which takes time, which is time consuming, which leads to delay. And in fact, this puts the district administration in bad light, making us look ineffective and inefficient. So to garner the ease of doing business, to garner effectiveness, efficiency, transparency, and accountability in our governance, which are all the attributes of good governance, this plan, this district plan and project monitoring system was formulated. And we hope that this formulation will address the issues of decentralized data, monitoring difficulties, poor collaboration and convergence within the district, which was mentioned many times by our presenters here, and the lack of real-time monitoring. So this is my first aspect. My second aspect is this: how did we develop this project? First, with those dreams and visions in mind, and with a blessing from the Ministry of DARPG under SCI, State Collaboration Initiative, we made a concept node. We have held many meetings with our NIC officials in the district. And since our project was approved, we called for an RFP as per the rules, procurement rules of the state. Then we have a committee evaluation, then development takes place, and under those phases, we have had many review meetings. So within a span of around 8 months, we were able to deliver this. Now, the main highlight. What is it? What is this DPPMS? What is our finished product? What is our outcome? And what is the fruit? I'll just have a brief because we don't have much of a time. So I'll just get into this core system components. It comprised of a centralized dashboard, project management, communication, financial tracking, documents management, accessibility, grievance redressal, and media gallery. And what is a system architecture? The system architecture is not very different from other portals, where each line departments have their own login credentials, and from their offices, they will enter those projects, which are very crucial, which are very pivotal. And from the centralized dashboard, the district administration will be able to view it, and they will be able to download the minutes, the project implementation, the milestone, the pictorials, and all those components that are necessary. So this is what DPPMS is all about. This is the admin dashboard. This is the portal, the dashboard, which highlights the milestones, the meeting minutes, and we have this public dashboard also, where each villages within the district can be identified, and the public can click on that village, and it will mention about, the assets available as well as the pictorial which has been uploaded in this portal. So this is our town, Konpui South VC, under Konpui South VC. And these are the trainings we have conducted. We have done 3 phases of training of the line departments. And this is the launch of our project. It was launched by Honorable Chief Minister, who happens to be the MLA of the constituency. On the 10th of June 2026, he launched it. And here he made a very important remark that this project, this plan will only be successful if it is monitored well by the implementers, the district administration. So we keep that in our hearts. And these are the expected benefits where we believe that there will be centralized data source, there will be enhanced vigilance with all the pictorials, with strict accountability, timely completion, and efficient service delivery. And before I say thank you, I would like to end with these two phrases, which the district administration really believes in its heart. We believe that what gets monitored gets done, what gets measured gets improved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Kumar. That was a nice presentation on the district monitoring system that you have for the various projects being implemented at the district level. I would now like to request Sri Konyak, Deputy Commissioner, Mon District, Nagaland. He will be making a presentation on Common Web Portal for strengthening and supporting handicraft and handloom ecosystem and District Smart Hub for efficient governance. Please.
Thank you, sir. Respected Chairperson of this session. Good morning, everyone. Dignitaries of the DARPG, dignitaries of Government of Meghalaya, all the delegates, participants, thank you for giving the Mon District an opportunity to give a presentation. My presentation is basically, I'll have two slide presentations because it is of two projects. So that's why I might take a little bit of time, so kindly bear with me. I will try to finish it within 15 to 16 minutes. Mon District is one of the largest district in Nagaland, and it is only comprised of one single tribe, which is the Konyak tribe, and each village is ruled by chief. So we call it the land of Angs, with a rich, which is also located in the Indo-Myanmar border, which is a treasure trove of rich culture heritage and a breathtaking natural beauty. With its rolling hills, sparkling rivers, and lush forests, Mon has a rich and fascinating story. Over the centuries, Mon has been influenced by various cultures, by the Ahoms, by the Burmese, and by the Britishers. And we're very grateful with the rich heritage. We need something to have a common platform for the district where DARPG was kind enough to fund us for this project, which we call it as Mon Craft Bazaar. Now, Mon Craft Bazaar is a premier online market dedicated to showcasing the rich culture heritage, traditional craftsmanship, and local products of Mon District, Nagaland. The platform connects artisans, self-help groups, entrepreneurs, and local suppliers directly with buyers, providing them with a digital marketing to promote and sell authentic handmade products. By eliminating geographical barriers, Mon Craft Bazaar empowers local producers, preserve indigenous crafts, promote sustainable livelihood, and support the vision of vocal for local. Now here, Mon Craft Bazaar was launched in the year 2024 with a vision to uplift artisans from Mon District by enhancing their craftsmanship and creating market opportunities. As a dedicated platform, we provide artisans with a web portal to showcase and sell their produce under one unified brand, which is called the Mon Craft Bazaar, to improve accessibility, we opened our first offline store in 2025 in Mon, giving artisans direct space to display their work. Today, Mon Craft Bazaar supports 160 registered artisans and vendors from various villages across Mon district. Our mission is to empower local talent by promoting and selling authentic handcrafted products. It was a proud moment for our district that one of our artisans was being awarded the state-level award for handloom and handicraft under cane and bamboo category, which was awarded on the 29th of January 2026. The acoustic handcraft and handloom of Konyak people are a vibrant reflection of their rich indigenous knowledge, exceptional craftsmanship, and century-old culture and traditions. Every handcrafted produce tells a unique story of Konyak heritage, preserving ancestral skills that have been passed down through generations after generations. Household artisans and self-help groups are the backbone of Mon's handicraft sector, producing authentic handmade products using traditional techniques passed down through generations. These unique crafts are increasingly sought after in both domestic as well as in the international market for their cultural value, quality, and sustainable craftsmanship, creating livelihood opportunity while preserving the region's rich heritage. Now it's about the project. It is a digital platform for artisans which was envisioned to provide a dedicated online marketplace where artisans can showcase, promote, and sell their produce, increase their visibility and access to wider markets. Then it also aims to enable artisans to reach customers across India and internationally, overcoming location constraints and expanding business opportunity through e-commerce. Now, through this project, it helps connect artisans with buyers, suppliers, logistic providers, and other stakeholders, creating a strong value chain that improves market access and product competitiveness. Apart from this, the Mon Craft Bazaar also offers artisans easy access to information on financial assistance, credit facilities, and government welfare and entrepreneurship schemes, helping them expand their business and improve their livelihood. Major products includes the mekhala, which is the traditional worn by the women, then our traditional shawls, handbags, bead ornaments, bamboo basket, brassware, blacksmith products, woodwork, bamboo craft, cane craft, and wide range of other indigenous homemade products. Creating a dedicated digital platform to enable artisans and local entrepreneurship to showcase and sell their product online, providing customers with easy access to authentic Konyak handicraft and local products is one of our key initiatives. Here, our initiative is that a physical rental space where artisans and vendors can display and sell their products was also identified by, we have a showroom in Mon, and then we conducted capacity programs, building programs for the artisans. Apart from these training sessions, we focus on improving traditional craftsmanship. This one objective key features is that we have an aim to bring all the artisans through one common, online marketplace. Our mission of this project was to connect artisans, self-help groups, and local entrepreneurs with wider domestic and international market to ensure better market access, fair pricing, sustainable income opportunity to digital commerce. We have a mission to foster entrepreneurship by equipping artisans and local producers with digital tools, market access, capacity building opportunities, and information on financial and government support, Mon Krav Pasar came into being. In conclusion with this Mon Krav Pasar, it is more than one online market. It is a platform for inclusive economic growth and cultural preservation. By connecting artisans with wider markets, creating sustainable livelihood and employment opportunities, promoting entrepreneurship and preserving traditional Konyak crafts and indigenous knowledge. The initiative contributes to poverty elevation while ensuring that the rich cultural heritage of Mon district continue to thrive for the future generation. So this comes to the end of the first project. Now we have the project for the District Smart Hub for e-governance. So about this project, it is a single window digital governance platform, a unified digital platform that provides access to multiple government services in one place for the district. You know, it reduces paperwork, saves times, and ensures seamless services delivery to the citizen. It is a hub and spoke model, a centralized digital hub, which connects and integrates multiple government departments and offices. This enables efficient coordination, standardizes the services, and faster deliveries. Now, about the hub and spoke model, as I have said, it is a centralized Mon's Smart Hub portal, acts as a central digital platform integrating services from all departments and enables seamless data sharing, coordination, and citizen services. It also provides one core administrative and public services through the portal while coordinating with district governance and interdepartmental functions. The hub also offers multiple services such as tax payments, trade licenses, and grievance redressal cells, which improves the urban governance through digital service deliveries. A total of 14 government services have been digitized under the Mon Smart Hub portal. Citizens now can access these services online for faster, transparent, and paperless delivery. Now, 11 public services of the Deputy Commissioner's Office are available online, which is online, dealing with development, all the development activities of the district, the judicial activities, the land records, the inner line permits, and the urban council, and many more. This minimizes physical visit and improves administrative efficiencies. Two essential municipal services have been digitized for the convenience of citizens. That is, new trade licenses and renewal of trade licenses, which is done online. Now, in citizen services, in this portal, citizens, now whatever services that they want to avail, they avail it online, where citizens can submit application for government services through portal from anywhere of the state or anywhere in India, provided he is or she is a Naga. Then the digital process eliminates paperwork and reduces the need for office visits. The service fees can be paid securely through integrated digital payment gateway. This ensures faster, convenient, and cashless transaction. Applications can monitor the status of the application in real time. This enhances transparency and keeps citizens informed at every stage. Approved certificate also can be downloaded directly from the portal. This provides quick, secure, and hassle-free access to official documents. The Mon Smart Hub portal's workflow is that the citizens create an account and log in to access online government services, after which applicant uploads the necessary online forms and upload the required documents. Once uploaded, the application is verified by the dealing assistant for completeness and accuracy and forwarded to the officer in charge of the branch. The designated officer examines and then the documents for eligibility before sending it up to the authority for final approval. The competent authority reviews and approves the application based on prescribed guidelines. Upon approval, the certificate is generated digitally and made available for download through the portal. We have a tracking system and tracking notification. Application receive timely updates without visiting the office. Citizen can view the status live of their application through the portal. Each application is assigned a unique tracking ID for easy monitoring. Automatic notifications are sent through SMSs and emails at every key stages. That way, applicants are instantly notified of their applications, whether it is approved or not. And the approved certificate is then available for download from the portal. Like I have said earlier, to ensure faster communication and easy access to important notices and features introduced in the hub is the digital circulars and letters and orders, where other line departments can issue and share the official circulars digitally through the portal. These official letters and administrative orders are created and shared and archived online. The portal also facilitates the formation and management of committees digitally to streamline members' assignment, meetings, official records. And as of today, we have 15 committees which have been added into this hub. One thing to note here is that all those official letters and circulars are automated to send reminders for pending tasks, meetings, and deadlines. This improves efficiency, accountability, and timely action across all the departments. And in this hub, we also have the subdivision model where all the subdivisions have their own credentials which is dedicated to that subdivision only, and where such subdivision has its own page display, key administrative information, public services, government notification, contracts, details, and local updates, etc., making information easy accessible to the citizens of that particular subdivision also. Important, with a mission for continuous expansion of digital governance at subdivision level, the model is designed to support the addition of more online services in the near future. We also have, with this, we also have set up in the district headquarters as well as in the subdivision headquarters, we have set up smart conference room to support the successful implementation of this portal, as well as with the smart conference room where we conduct video conference meetings time to time. In order to promote greater public awareness and participation, grievances redressal services are added where citizens can submit their grievances online for prompt resolution by the concerned department. It is not only for the district administration, but it is also for the other other line departments. Users can now provide feedbacks to help improve government services and service delivery as well. The portal also publishes the latest government news, important announcement, information on upcoming government programs, meetings, and public events. This gives citizens informed about district initiatives and developments. With the introduction of One Stop Hub, it is hoped that digitization process will reduce processing time and enable quicker delivery of public services and minimal delays. We expect that we have better coordination is expected with the integration platform, improving communication and collaboration among departments. And most importantly, citizen satisfaction to access transparent and efficient services provided under MON's Smart Hub. Under this, we also have this MON District Land Permit portal. I'll just show you this slide. I'll need to explain this. Here, this is a portal where we have digitized the entire district land records. So whoever has this permit, the permit holders, now when they want for mediation, they have to log into this portal, they have to upload their documents, all their sale deed transaction, all their agreements to the portal, and then accordingly, accordingly it has been verified, it has been studied, and then it has been put up by the dealing assistant to the revenue officer, and the revenue officer puts up to the deputy commissioner for final approval for mediation or any deeds in the land. So since I have know much of that, this is the key features, how the portal works, the online application. Today, totally, we have digitized 9,811 permits, which we have digitized, where the permit holder can see the area of his land, the documents that is being, which the required document is being in the in his permit number. Then after that, it is why we have to make this is because normally people would like to take bank loans, housing loans or whatever loans, and they insist for the land permits. So that is how to make easier accessible for the citizen. This MON hub was, land hub was made. And in conclusion, I would like to say that MON land permit portal represents a significant step towards e-governance and digital India initiative by leveraging technology to deliver transparent, efficient, and accountable land administrative service. It strengthens public trust, improves administrative efficiency, and contributes to better governance through the digital transformation of land permit management in Mon district. Thank you so much for giving me this time.
Thank you, Mr. Konyak. I guess you had to combine two subjects, so you slightly overshot your time, and that encroaches into Mr. Reddy's time. But consumer grievance redressal, I guess this is a topic I would say as important as citizen service delivery. This is a very major issue, and you know, Mr. Reddy seems to have done some work on that. I request you. Yeah. He's from Mizoram, Secretary DPAR.
Respected Chairman, sir, respected speakers, respected officers from DARPG, respected delegates from various states. Thank you, everybody. I thank DARPG for giving me this opportunity to present ourselves what we have done under the State Collaborative Initiative. I'll start, sir. Firstly, this State Collaborative Initiative is a very good program, sir. This is helping various levels of our officers working at various levels in various departments who are having some innovative idea, some experimentation which they would like to do. They are using this scheme, this central sector scheme, and making this very good opportunity of this and trying to put the results on the ground, sir. Like this, our government of Mizoram has also taken 3 projects, sir. One is what my senior colleague, Dr. Pal Kuma, he has implemented in the district, that is district plan and project implementation. The other we have is the SDG dashboard and CSR Connect. That is also a very successful project. Third one is this is consumer redressal, strengthening the consumer grievance redressal mechanism. This was done by the Administrative Training Institute. I'll present this results today before you, sir. Basically, this is all about, as Chairman sir was telling, consumer redressal is one of the major issues. Every one of us have gone through this. The success stories which I'm going to just narrate after a few times, they just reflect what are all the problems we also faced at many times in our life. This is basically a project where we are reimagining consumer protection through collaborative digital approach. Under this project is a total outlay is 1.11 crore. Under this, we are setting up of consumer help center. We are setting a consumer helpline. There is a web portal. There is a mobile application, and then extensive campaign awareness, consumer awareness campaign, and then consumer redressal system. Next, please. Next. Yeah. So why this matters? Consumer protection is one of the pillars of good governance. That's a very fundamental concept. And then consumer confidence, it strengthens the markets. It's a daily problem, the problem which we have also faced in our lives. And accessible grievance redressal builds trust in the governments. That is one of the character. And digital technology helps us to integrate and then put it into practice. Next slide, please. Under this project, the objectives are to set up a establish consumer help center where there is a resource person, and then toll-free number, and then web portal, and then mobile application, consumer awareness campaigns, and then project impact assessment, documentation, and then this is the overall objective of this project, which was done within 1 year. Next, please. This is also explaining the same thing. Next slide, please. What was the system before? And how this particular project has, what the particular project has resulted in. Earlier, citizen was there in the middle. There are multiple departments. He has got grievance with multiple shops and other things. There is no single help point. And then low awareness was there. And then manual compliance. And then poor accessibility. They don't know what to do. And limited digital support was there. Weak grievance handling mechanism. After implementing this project, this is called, in the local word, consumer Chantu ecosystem. Next, please. So after this project, we have got a consumer help center. There is a resource person readily available there. There is a helpline is there, toll-free helpline is there. There is a web portal wherein we can submit the grievance. And the web portal is being monitored by these resource persons, and they call traders or wherever this consumer problem is there. There is also mobile app is there. It is an extension where people can give their complaint with the help of the mobile applications. And then there is guidance, there is feedback. We check ourselves how our system is working. And then we keep documenting this, what is the result and what changes we have to make. Then success stories, and then some analytics also we generate with the help of the web portal, and which area there are no more grievances, which physical area as well as the functional area. This can be assessed, and we can examine the replicability of that also. Next, please. And we had this through collaborative governance model. We have taken the help from the DARPG through their state collaborative initiative program, which, as I have already mentioned, it's a very good program wherein we have some innovative ideas, some innovative ideas to experiment. We can approach the DARPG under this project. Many people were involved in this. We just tried to just jot down who are all this, there in this project. DARPG was the person who was giving the funds. DPNDR, that is our department of, one of the departments in Mizoram. Implementing body was there, ATI. ICT department was also involved. Legal metrology department was also involved. Local councils were also involved. District administration was also involved. And then Mizoram Consumers Union was also involved. And then citizens, of course, and at the same time, Consumer Affairs Department is also involved. Next, please. Implementation journey is very routine like any other government project. It starts with sanction, and then how do we go about the project, and then finally we submit the UC. These are all various steps that have been involved. Next step, please. These are the final outcomes, which I have already mentioned. I can repeat it: Consumer Help Center, toll-free number, portal, app, awareness programs, documentation, success stories, feedback, and examining the whether it is possible to replicate in other states. Next, ma'am. This is the physical infrastructure on the ground: Consumer Help Center, and then a toll-free helpline. This is a physical infrastructure that we could create. Web portal was there, and then mobile app. Next. And publicity advertisement is one of the biggest challenge and biggest issue involved in this consumer redressal. We had created 5 videos, very professional videos of 1 hour duration. I have them, but since lack of time, I am not presenting them. It is given in the local language, and then extensively it was given through social media, local TV channels, and there was very good response from the people also who are started asking asking through this mobile, this toll-free number. Then there were also booklets, pamphlets, hoardings, all types of various types of advertising material, advertising methods have been utilized to create awareness among the citizens. Next. So we have taken this consumer awareness across all the districts, 11 districts, and then rural development blocks and into subdivisions also. Next one. These are some of the photos where we have been creating the consumer awareness. Next. Another important aspect is we have documented all this, and then we have evaluated how this, what has resulted in this. Next. This is one of the success story, a very simple success story which we have faced it. One lady, she has ordered spectacles, and then it was transported from Guwahati to Aizawl. This cab operator misplaced it somewhere. She doesn't know what to do. She went to police. She talked to the courier. She talked to nothing was coming at the end. Then when this system was put in place, the resource person contacted her, and then the issue was resolved, and she was paid back 7,000 rupees by the cab operator who has misplaced it. It has been, this small work has taken nearly 3 months, but at the end of it, the lady was very happy that her money has come back. Next. This is another consumer story. A consumer has purchased 25,000 deep freezer. Next day itself, it stopped working. And then the consumer do not know what to do. He was in touch with the person who has sold it. Now the person says it needs to be repaired. The freezer has to be brought back. These transportation charges have to be borne by the consumer. And then they also say that additional parts are required. This is what happens on the ground. But here also our people, the resource persons and our people have interfered. And finally, the trader or the person who has sold the freeze it was ensured that he repairs the defreezer and gives it back. And for them, nearly it has taken 8 months. And before we interfering, they were all fighting among themselves. It went on like that. And this is another story of what we happened, this is one football association. They purchased some net. The net was larger than the goalpost. They wanted to return it. That was also not possible. Now that the shopkeeper says, no, we will not exchange it. You take a new one if you want. These are all the simple issues which we have also gone through. But here again, our resource persons interfered, sorted out the issue. There is another success story, this is again a purchase of cooler. A consumer purchased a cooler, and then there is some trouble in that. And they are unable to get it replaced or get it rectified, and they are after the sellers. Again, same story, and we have interfered the redressal grievance mechanism that has been put through the state collaborative initiative that has interfered in the matter, and the matter was resolved. this is another success story. 5 is a very peculiar story which happens to everybody. This is second-hand purchase of iPhone by paying 50,000 rupees. The person has purchased, next day it is not working. So the story is same again. The seller will say, I will not replace it. It is your, this one I have already told you that this is second hand. It may work or it may not work. This is sort of thing. But here also our people have intervened and ensured that the money is returned. It was a very huge money, around 40,000 rupees. These are the outcomes on the ground. Why I have narrated all these 5 success stories is the outcome of this project on the ground is like that. The consumers are very happy. And then we have also, next slide. These success stories I have already told. Next, feed, one more. Next slide. Yeah. And we have collected participants' feedback also. The feedback was good. They were giving us some suggestions. And then this, again, we have integrated back into the system. Next. The question is whether we can replicate it in other states. I think it is, this is a very good project. It can be replicated in other states also by setting up a consumer help center and then digital platform, awareness campaign and integration. Next. In one way, this is also a next-gen administrative reform because, mainly it is citizen-centric design involved in this. And evidence-based monitoring is available here. We can track how many complaints are there, how many we have, this one. And digital-first service delivery. And it has got scalable architecture. These are all the points, institutional convergence and multi-channel access. Because of all this, it is one of the next generation reform if every state wants to adopt it. And closing, basically this demonstrates how collaborative governance, digital public infrastructure and citizen-centric design can transform public service delivery and create a scalable model for administrative reform. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Reddy. I just have one question for you. Actually, this is a very important issue, and you have done great work. But these resource persons that you are referring to, these are out-of-court settlements? Because usually, say, in states where, unless you have a statutory backing, these fellows are not very cooperative. So, do they have a statutory backing? Because to me it appears these are all out-of-court settlements. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Sir, we take this suggestion, sir. As of now, there is no statutory backing. And funding was also a little problem because DARPG, whatever fund it has given, it was for 1 year. And then the resource person has to be sent back.
Yeah,
and then,
see, in these informal tribal societies, it's a good solution.
Sir.
But if you ask me, if you try to implement this, say, in Andhra, where you and I come from,
Sir.
those fellows will make you run around like hell.
Yeah, yes,
you
sir.
have to get a court order, if at all. Even after getting a court order, you have to struggle.
Yes, sir.
So, it's good for Northeast, but I would suggest at least, you should have statutory backing for
Yes.
the resource persons.
Yes,
if
sir.
you have that, it will be much more effective.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir, we take this, sir.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay, we have concluded. Maybe one odd question, if anyone has, we can take that, yeah. That's it. So, shall we conclude here? Okay, we'll conclude here by once again thanking DARPG for this SCI, initiative through which all of us have benefited. And I hope you continue to be lenient in and flexible in sanctioning projects, particularly for Northeast, because here the context and situation is a little different. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you to all the panel members for the remarkably captivating session, and thank you to the chair for championing the cause of the Northeast, sir. These initiatives showcase the power of innovation in addressing local challenges while contributing to national goals of good governance, digital inclusion, and service delivery excellence. Your experiences and best practices will serve as valuable models for other states and regions to replicate, navigating their own local points of references. I now request the panel members to kindly receive tokens of appreciation from the Director DARPG, Dr. Tushaba Shinde, on the floor of the House, which will be followed by a group photograph, for which I also invite the Additional Secretary DARPG, Shri Puneet Yadav, to kindly join.
I think they have, okay. So thank you, sir, for this excellent session. And we kept this session on state collaborative initiative for the first time in this conference for the very purpose that we wanted all of you to know about this initiative. This is a small initiative of DRPG, and we wanted to reach out to all of you because sometimes the awareness is also not there. So basically SCI projects are those projects which don't have a funding, regular funding under any government scheme, maybe central government scheme or the state government scheme. So if you have any innovative idea in your mind, and it is a small budget that we have from our department, but we would like to assist you to take such innovative projects. And as you saw that some of these are very relevant projects for all the states and maybe at the district administration level. So again, the speakers of this session, they brought out the very positive aspects of this. So thank you everyone. And thanks to Government of Meghalaya for hosting us for 2 days. So ma'am, it's up to you now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Distinguished dignitaries, esteemed speakers, delegates from all over the country, and dear participants, it is with a profound sense of accomplishment that I take this privilege to announce that we have reached the concluding segment of this 2 days national conference on the NextGen Administrative and e-Governance reforms organized by the DARPG Government of India in collaboration with the Personnel Department, Government of Meghalaya. Over the course of the 2 days, we have witnessed inspiring presentations across multiple sessions, from the Prime Minister awardees and National e-Governance Award-winning projects and initiatives to pioneering initiatives from the Northeast region, this event has showcased the transformative power of system reforms and good governance through digital interventions in improving public service delivery, enhancing transparency, and fostering a positive ecosystem for inclusive development. We have seen exemplary work in areas such as panchayat empowerment, healthcare innovation, cyber security in banking, public service excellence, project monitoring, supporting a flourishing handicraft and handloom ecosystem, and efficient consumer grievance redressal, amongst others. These initiatives reflect the dedication and ingenuity of administrators and technologists working tirelessly across the country. The success of this program is a testament to the collaborative spirit between the central and state governments, especially under the guidance of the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances. The rich exchange of ideas and best practices witnessed at this conference will undoubtedly contribute to scaling up innovative solutions across the nation. It is my honor to extend my heartfelt gratitude in absentia to the Honorable Minister of State, Independent Charge for the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, Prime Minister's Office, etc., Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji, for his gracious presence at the inaugural yesterday and sharing his insightful address championing the AI-driven governance for a wide reform express in public administration. I also place on record our gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, for his relentless support, able leadership, and encouraging exhortation for a transformative mindset to boost good governance and administrative reforms at the inaugural of this conference. To the Chief Secretary, Government of Meghalaya, Dr. Shakil P. Ahmed Sir, for his continued support to the department in terms of creating a reformative ecosystem in administration. To Srimati Nivedita Shukla Verma Ma'am, Secretary DARPG, for her inspiring guidance and continued commitment to governance reforms. I would be lacking if I forget to thank Srimati Isawanda Lalu, Secretary Personnel Government of Meghalaya, who deserves an applause for single-handedly steering the preparations successfully for this conference to see its fruition in such short time. All the distinguished speakers and session chairs who generously shared their experiences and insights, to the organizing team, DARPG, staff and volunteers from the Government of Meghalaya, whose efforts have made this event seamless and successful, and to all participants for your patient engagement throughout the 2 days. As we conclude this conference, let us carry forward the learnings and inspiration gained here and replicate the best practices in our respective domains so that the benefits of good governance reach every citizen. With renewed energy and collective resolve, let us continue our journey towards building a Viksit Bharat through digital innovation and administrative excellence. Thank you, one and all. I would also like to inform that lunch is being served in the banquet hall, as was done yesterday, to be followed by the planned trip to Sora for our delegates who have given your confirmation in the groups. Please contact your liaison officers for further assistance. Thank you.